Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Welcome to Evening Chat, first video. Yeah, I was sitting here thinking about it. I've been thinking about it several times to do something like this in the evening. Um, Today, I didn't make 14 videos like I did yesterday, and I have been out all day basically exercising. I've been walking, I went to the mall and the park over there. Uh, got coffee this morning and a Chick-fil-A biscuit. Went to the gym early. Got coffee at Wawa this morning. Made the morning chat video where we talked about politics briefly. And thank you for all your comments on that. I've had a lot of comments from people that did enjoy it, and even some that um, you know feel a different way. Their comments were fine and articulate, and there was a handful on one or two, three fingers that were just out there, and we just got rid of them because they just can't articulate or debate something without having a lot of emotions involved, and it is emotional, when you talk about this because the media's got, you can tell the people that watch the media, they regurgitate and reiterate and um, just repeat a narrative like they have some kind of intelligence. You're just repeating what you're listening to, and it's dumb because it you're not getting any truth from them, and people believe it. People sit and they listen to the news. They believe them. They listen to these politicians talk. They believe them, and they listen to money people. What's that guy's name? Come on now, who is it? The biggest money guy that's so smart on the money. You listen to him, you'll get out of debt. Your wealth will grow. That big guy on TV, what's his name? Not Clark Howard. He's another one, but another one. The guy that's on TV. I know he's right on some things, but I mean, everybody esteems him so highly that he's the, he understands finance. What is his name? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. People just don't want to think for themselves anymore, and they are accept. You know who thinks for themselves? Has got common sense. The only ones that I can seem to find that I get into deep conversations with are people my age that remember, before, when phones had cords on them, and before computers and microwaves, and you had to get up and turn the TV channel manually, and you had to roll your windows up in your car. I mean, I'm not even that old. I'm not a fossil, but I can remember all that. I'm only 65. That's how fast they've been able to indoctrinate, how do you say it? Our youth. And our youth esteem these professors and these teachers as, those are government schools, Public schools are government schools. And they esteem these teachers and these professors and science that have basically, for years, we don't stand up and pray anymore in class. They don't have Christmas parties. They don't do any of this stuff like we did, in elementary school. That's all been withdrawn, as well as things from textbooks. Now there's not even any books. It's all online, I guess. And they want you to know what they want you to know. That's why some parents choose homeschooling and private schools, I guess, and Christian schools. They don't want their kids brainwashed or removed from ever knowing the things that we know. Anyway, I digress. I know there's people that don't believe and you're not going to convince them. There's people that aren't going to vote for Donald Trump. You're not going to convince them. There's people that aren't going to vote for Harris, and you're not going to convince them. It's a shame. Not a shame that we all don't think the same. I do not say that. I do not want that. That would be boring, wouldn't it? Everybody to think like Sarasota Tim or like you? I don't know which would be worse. Now we need that. Somebody once said that Ford wouldn't be where it's at if it wasn't for Chevrolet. Even Elon Musk, I think I heard him on YouTube the other day say something. It's not Tesla, it's Tesla. That's the way he says it. He owns the company. He says that Tesla, it's good to have competition because that makes everybody want more of the market share. So everybody has to strive to do better. And those that do better and make better products will win and earn a greater share of the market versus everybody just made the same thing or one person only made it. And then, you don't even know if you got the best one. So you see, competition's good. And that's why you got Republicans, Democrats. That's why you got my channel and other channels. And, we've got RVs and we got sticks and bricks. We got a lot of choices out there. And, the thing is, though, is to realize that everybody finds their own way. And, there's been a lot of speculation in the last couple of years on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers have been making a lot of money, getting a lot of people watching, believing that these guys are right on the money. They got their crystal ball out, that they know that there's an imminent market crash and a real estate crash. And I've even bought into it. Maybe you have too. But I've since seen that apparently they're just not going to let it crash. They'll print the money they need. They'll do what they need to do. They'll drop the rates. They'll manipulate. They'll capitulate. They'll do whatever they got to do to never see any kind of a recession, depression, a crash, and lose their wealth and values. Not these people that have quadrupled and more their wealth. I mean, they're never going to let that go now. That's all it seems to be today in 2024. Money. So how do you like evening chat, huh? I was all over the place. I'm sure it'll get some comments. A lot of stuff I said, I don't even know if I can watch this again and edit it. I probably misspoke or shouldn't have said. It's just the brain kind of going with some topics because of the Pandora's box that we went ahead and opened this morning. And I just feel that it has been laid on my heart to not try to push one agenda over another, but I have my own obvious way I'm going to go, but to maybe create some dialogue that the way I think can be changed to a different way, or the way that the other side can be changed from the way they think to this way, or we both come more in the middle. That sounds more like it, right? But we do need, before, you can't walk around with nitroglycerin or carrying China, and let a bull loose in there, a bull in a China shop, without something getting broken. We can't throw stones in glass houses and not break something. We can't keep doing what we're doing without fists flying, bullets flying, wars starting, civil wars, craziness. And we see that. We see that to some degree. We just don't want it to get exponentially, worse. In fact, I'll change the subject right now before we end this video. 37 minutes. I'll have to cut this video up. Take out some of those stupid things I said. I know you guys want to see me go to Laughlin. You want to see me pull this camper. You want me to go make a steak in Walmart parking lot. You want me to head out there and play golf with Johnny Vegas, see Timmy Appleseed and everybody else. And I do too. I do too. But I just got back, and that doesn't mean anything. But the fact of the matter is, I have to take care of this ideal. And if you remember the last time before I got ready to travel across country, some of you were beating me up in the comments like, he keeps saying he's going to go. He doesn't go. He's not going. The doctor said, I need to see you in 10 days, 2 weeks. He can't rush it. He needs to let a certain amount of time go by to check the pressure You can't heal anything any faster than it heals. If you get a heart transplant or a pacemaker or break your leg, it just takes the time it takes, right? Nothing you can do. So when he goes in and does this operation, I know that eye is going to have a patch on it. It's going to look bloody red, and it'll be like this. And I've already got, these are full of eye drops that I take, and I'm already way past time of taking them. So I'll have to end this and get on, because I got to wait 5 minutes and do another one. Wait 5 more minutes because it's got to go in the same eye, and you don't want to do it right after the other one. And yet I'm putting like 3-4 drops in the same eye. I put them in both eyes. Anyway, what was I saying? You want me to go across country? I want to go across country. I may take the camper. I may take the Honda. I may go out west and stay for a while and fly back and get the camper and the truck or the car, drive one of the rigs first. And then if I'm going to be there long enough, I'll definitely want to have the Honda with me to run around. This truck is nothing but a tower. I don't want it. I don't want to drive it. After driving that Honda, I'm not saying it's that awful, but it's a pig, and it's big, and it does an excellent job at pulling the crasher, the old crusher. But now that I've had a little scoot around car, there ain't no going back. No. So if I, for some reason, didn't want to be an RV guy anymore, and there's no chance of that happening anytime soon, not anytime soon anyway, that you can believe me on, because I'm not going to pay. See, I'm too cheap. I'm not going to pay $2,000 a month, all in with utilities for a sticks and bricks. No. I would rather have something like this that has wheels on it. I don't like my neighbor. I don't like what's going on next. So for the foreseeable future, this will be how I live. And I may not want to just stay in one spot. I might want to go back out there. I like it. I miss those mountains, and I know what that weather was like when I was out there last year before it got hot on me. And I came back and I went out again with this camper, and I caught the tail end of it. And then it got so darn hot. Believe me, folks, I'm going to tell you one thing. I would never, ever think about living there in that heat. It was an oven. 110 to 125 degrees is absurd. It's uninhabitable. I mean, it is sweaty, humid, hot until January here, but it is livable. I mean, at least the air conditioning still will work. The air conditioning won't even work out there in an RV. It can only cool the temperature, I think, 25 degrees down from what the outside temperature is. So it never gets so hot in Florida that I can't feel cold air. But out there it was, oh, man. So no, but the 100 something degrees is over, and it was short lived. So you only have to escape it for 2.5 months, 3 maybe. We're here. It's hot 6 months, 8 months, 8 months, 10 months. It's hot here. We're subtropic. We're below Lake Okeechobee. Now, it's not the same in Jacksonville. It's cold as heck up there in the wintertime. Freezing, because that's South Georgia. It's only down here that it stays warm year-round. That's why it's a place to be in the winter. That's why I'm thinking, why don't I want to leave anytime in the next month or two when it's going to be so beautiful here? We'll do something, folks, even if it's wrong, because that's just the way my life is. I don't let grass grow under my feet. And when I sense that it's getting stagnant and boring, it's time for me to just crush it.